What is up? We are back for another week of PGA DFS with the 555 podcast brought to you by DFS Army. We got one more week in the United States before we head over to Europe for the Scottish Open and the Open Championship. I got everything you need to know right here about the John Deere Classic coming up. What up, everybody? It's your boy DFS Up North, aka Josh Thomas, here with another 555 PGA podcast brought to you by the fine folks over at DFS Army. If you are not a DFS Army VIP, you can use that code Up North. That gets you 10% off VIP membership for life. Or you can go to my Twitter right now at DFS Up North, and you can get, if you're not a DFS Army VIP, you can get a free week of our props, projections, and tools, and all that jazz. Those guys crush it over there. So if you play on Sleeper or Underdog or Prize Picks, whatever, or just are betting, those guys in the props, Sniper, Willen, just crushing every single week. You get a free month. Again, you can find that link over at my Twitter at DFS Up North. I believe, I don't know. I think it's 4th of July props. I don't remember the code right now, you guys. It's not my deal, but again, a free week. Really good thing. So we are here for the last event before we head overseas, right? We got the dual DPWT and PGA Scottish Open next week, followed by the Open Championship. So we are heading over to play some links golf, but before that, we've got the JDC in the Quad City, the John Deere Classic in the Quad Cities area, Silvis, Illinois. We are playing at TPC Deere Run, and fine folks better get ready for a birdie fest. A reminder of the format here. I give you 5 key stats for the week, 5 favorite plays on DK and FanDuel, and my 5 favorite low-owned GPP punts, hence the name 555. Let's get to it. So this week, John Deere Classic, some of my key stats. All right. Fairways. This is a birdie fest. You are going to have to go 30 below, 20 plus under par. But to get there, you got to hit fairways. You get in the rough, you're going to be in trouble. You get a little bit wayward with your driver this week, you are going to be in trouble. So there's definitely a premium placed on finding the fairway here. And in their renovations in the last year or so, they've actually brought in some of the fairways about 5 yards, which makes it even harder. That being said, length is a big advantage here, but you can definitely club down to find fairways here. Not a super big deal. So if you're looking in the research station, which is a DFS Army proprietary stat engine, you can, I don't know that I necessarily look at driving accuracy, but I will look at strokes gained off the tee. Course history. If you are a course history truther, this is your week. We seem to see the same guys play well here every single year. Guys like David Hearn, who's actually not in the field this week, but was made a living coming here and finishing in the top 5, and then, really not doing anything else the rest of the year. Dylan Fratelli, 2-time winner here. You're going to hear about him in a second. Lucas Glover, another guy you're going to hear about with a win here. Jordan Spieth, lots of guys with some great course history that end up showing up every single year and playing well. And there is one guy this week that has never finished worse than 6th here in the last 5 years and is playing absolutely garbage golf right now. So if you want to know who that is and if it's a good play or not, you need to check out the DFS Army PGA cheat sheet that I create for you guys every single week. If you're not a DFS Army VIP, like I said, you can use that code Up North. That gets you in, and you can read all the information about all the viable plays this week. We talked about how this is a birdie fest. And you got to make a ton of birdies, but you don't necessarily have to putt well. We've seen guys who are bad putters win here. In fact, actually lots of bad putters do pretty well here. So, the green complexes are not that difficult. And, if you're good with your irons, you're going to make birdies. All right. And then again, a weak field. We talked just a minute ago about guys, kind of making their hay here, and maintaining their cards by playing well in these weak field events. So again, the thing about a weak field is that anybody can win. There are some of these studs here that I like, but at the end of the day, I think we could easily see a guy priced around 6,000 on DraftKings win this week. That wouldn't shock me at all. But starting out with my favorite plays this week, we've got Sung Jae Im. My boy Sung Jae has just been playing outstanding golf. I had really initially thought about Aaron Rai as a core play for me this week, but ended up going with Sung Jae just because I think the ownership is going to be slightly less than Aaron Rai coming off Rai's outstanding weekend at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Sung Jae didn't play and is only slightly more expensive. Guy finds fairways, makes a ton of birdies, good ball striker all over him. Rye has been on a heater. He was a core play for me last week. Not saying that he's not a great play this week. I just think the ownership is going to be a little high in an event that if you have like one mediocre day, you could be in trouble because you need to go low. All right, Sepp Straka, former or defending champion here, another guy who's just been on a heater, absolutely viable at 10-4 and 11-8 on FanDuel. JT Poston, former winner here, 9,100. It was close to a core play for me this week. I just couldn't get there because I ended up dropping down to Lucas Glover. Glover is another former winner here, as you can see with the trophy in the background there, and has been playing some just ridiculous golf, especially with his ball striking. So if he can gets to a course that doesn't require him to putt a ton, I really do like him a lot this week. So those are my 5 favorite kind of high-end plays. With these high-end plays, right, everybody's going to be a little bit owned at times, and that's okay. You don't need to be, dodging the chalk as much at the top, right? Making a play here or there, or just saying, you know what, like an Aaron Rye, I'm going to eat it this week. Totally fine. Totally fine. All right. And where you can get different, though, is in these lower owned plays. And for me, that starts with Nick Hardy, Illinois guy who's played here a bunch of times, makes a ton of birdies, and has started to play good the last couple of weeks again. I'm making a stand on a guy like Nick Hardy this week, right? So if I'm going to eat a bunch of that chalk at the top, I'm going to be way overweight on some of these cheaper guys. Nick Hardy is the first guy for me in that list at 7,000 on DK, 7,900 on FanDuel, which is crazy cheap. Michael Kim, former winner here, beat out Bronson Burgoon. I think shot -30. Since then has not played well here, but Michael Kim has really found his game in the last 365 days and is coming in on a bit of a heater, really feeling good about himself, and now returning to the scene of the crime where he won and got himself involved in, or got himself a 2-year exemption on tour, which is huge, right? Jonathan Vegas, your boy Johnny Vegas. I get that this isn't the RBC at, what was it, Royal Liverpool? Not Royal Liverpool. In Toronto there, where they used to play the RBC all the time, where he's won a bunch, but this is a course that he's had some success at, and when he's teed it up this year, he's been making it into the top 30 at 7,200. I love that. Kuchar, another guy, really sort of seen a resurgence in his game, and the biggest thing for me is that Kuchar has seen a resurgence in his game with his irons, which is huge here. All right, so not a ton of history at TPC Deere Run, but definitely a viable punt option at only 6,900 and almost dead min on FanDuel. Then we look at Dylan Fratelli, right? So Fratelli, we haven't heard from in a long time. Lost his tour card, went back over to the DPWT, where he has played all year and has been fairly decent, right? But where this is a course that he has won at twice, which is wild to me. But yeah, Dylan Fratelli back-to-back wins here earlier a couple of years ago, showing up 6,200 dead min on FanDuel. A guy who's won twice on a course that's not like the worst in the world right now at 6,200 and dead min on FanDuel is absolutely a viable option for me. So again, to recap, my 5 favorite plays: Sungjae, Aaron Rye, Sepp Straka, JT Poston, and Lucas Glover. The punts, we've got Nick Hardy, Mikey Kim, Johnny Vegas, Matt Kuchar, and Dylan Fratelli. Let me know in the comments who your favorite play and favorite punt is this week. And if you want more of content like this, please like and subscribe so that the fine folks at DFS Army can keep putting stuff like this out here for free. Again, use that code up north, gets you 10% off for life. And you can come join me in the Discord and chop it up about the JDC this week. I will see you guys later. Good luck. Have a fantastic 4th of July. God bless America. Let's go.